What is going on, everyone? It's Justin here at betangles.com. I'm doing the first introductory video to this channel and the first look at this page. This page is an awesome way to get all your information for your fantasy needs, for your betting needs, and then eventually on January 1st it's going to be split. So there'll be a fantasy side and a bet side, and then it will be a paid for membership site. When you get to this site for the first time, it may look a little different than what you're seeing here on your screen because I'm already have an account through betangles.com. You will get a little email pop-up right in this area here. That's going to say put in your email. It's good for a free trial for 14 days. Once that 14 days is up, that email is going to be used as a 20% off voucher to any membership that we offer. So if you put in your email now, you get in ahead of time, it is going to be a way to get 20% off any package that this site offers, whether it's the fantasy only package, the bet only package, or the package for both of them. And it will be monthly, yearly, stuff like that. But I want to show you what this site has to offer, why it is different than all these other sites out there, and what makes it stand out. So with that being said, I want to first take a peek at this page here. This is matchups for week 15 of the NFL. Tonight, this is Thursday, December 17th. Tonight we have an LA Chargers versus Las Vegas Raiders game. Going to be a great game. I see a lot of similarities between the two teams, and the last time that these two met, it was a very close game. And Justin Herbert had a great game, 300-something passing yards. Derek Carr was on the opposite side of that, about 140-something, but they both still had 2 touchdowns. So when we want to look at a specific game, we're going to go to matchups, and we're going to pick the matchup that we are looking at. So we're looking, obviously, at this time, LAC versus LV, and we're going to look at a few things. You can look at your depth chart, which is awesome. I mean, look at all that information for you right there, easy to operate. Then you're going to go to scoring. You can see all the breakdowns of quarter 1 through 4 scoring. Every single time these score, it's going to get updated, and every Tuesday morning these stats get updated, so you can have them by Tuesday at 8 a.m. Everything will be updated and ready to go for the following week. Reason we did Tuesday is because of Monday Night Football matchups. We want this to stay. So now we got touchdowns, red zone percentage, which is huge, points against, touchdowns against, quarter 1 points, quarter 2 points, quarter 3 points, and quarter 4 points. So it breaks it down very well. And then we go into yards. You can look at that. Passing attempts, completion percentage, all of this is there. Passes defended. I mean, some of these stats are so in depth that it's crazy that we are allowed to get this information. And yes, we do pay a good chunk of change for this information. But we want you to have the best when you come to BetAngles. So that's why we feel it is important to put this information out there. Rushing, receiving, ball control, tackling, solo tackles, assisted tackles. I mean, this information is so deep. Turnovers, giveaways, fumbles lost, takeaways, fumble return yards, how many interception return yards, how many safeties. You know, some of this information is great to know. Pressure, quarterback hits percentage. How often is the quarterback hit? Well, Justin Herbert said a lot more than Derek Carr. Quarterback hits, almost 6, just under 5. Tackles for loss, defensive sack yards. I mean, punts had blocked. This information is so in depth. Kick return touchdowns allowed. Punt return touchdowns allowed. So they've allowed 1, I would assume, because that's a season average. Return yards, kick returns, kick return yards, kick return touchdowns, all the way into kicking. And then what's very important too, and a lot of people are looking at it for over-unders and stuff like that, is penalties. And then you can see how many penalties and penalty yards. So this is one tab under this site, and there's already this much information, and it's this much information for every single game. The best part about the site is all this information is all in one. So when you pay for a membership and you get onto the membership, you can actually see all this information. You're not clicking between 14 different sites or trying to move everything to your own Excel spreadsheet. Easy, accessible, and once you're logged in, it saves it right through the site. It saves your email. So now let's go into a team ranks, so offense, defense, stuff like that. So this is going to rank the teams. So ranking your teams points for and scoring. Who's the best quarter one scoring team? Oh, look right here, Miami. That's awesome to know. Who's the worst? New England Patriots. That's good to know. So quarter two scoring, who scores the most in quarter two? Green Bay. Who scores the least? The Jets. What about quarter three? Seattle. And quarter four, Vikings. So I mean, this is, and then touchdowns, Green Bay with the most, and New York Jets with the least. Red zone percentage, Green Bay with the highest. So this tells you so much information, and the ability to get this information and the fact that it's all in one is really, really nice. And that's just one tab under team ranks. That was scoring. So what if we do yards? Offensive yards a play, passing rating, passing dropbacks, passing attempts, passing completions, passing yards in attempt. I mean, look at all of this information. This is stuff that you want to study so you can get that edge when you're making the bet, and you can find that right angle. So now rushing, as you can see, same. And we'll go to receiving, receptions, receiving yards, receiving targets. Pittsburgh, receiving yards a target. Colts, receiving yards in attempt. Colts, reception percentage, the Colts. I mean, receiving long, the Chargers are up there. That could be good for tonight's game. You know, maybe they have a deep bomb to Keenan Allen or something along those lines. And then we got ball control. Ball control, offensive plays. LA Chargers are leading. First down, LA Chargers are up there, which is good to see. Where's LV? 15th in first downs. Third down percentage. Who's lead? LV, very good in third downs. I'm assuming because they like to find Waller on a little turn route or something. I'm assuming that's why they're leading that, is because they have a big target there. All right, turnovers, giveaways, fumbles lost. And then the coolest thing on this page is going to be the pressure. So time sacked. Pittsburgh is sacked the least. Eagles are sacked the most. And then sack yards lost. Cincinnati the most. Then the final one, we have penalties, which doesn't look like they can calculate any for penalty side of things. And they do this for defense as well. So scoring, points against, touchdowns against, red zone percentage. And you have all of this information again, pressure and all of that. So now let's go over to fantasy ranks. Check out this, see if this is updated, which it should be for today. Projections for week 15, perfect. So now we have all the projections. Ownership percentage will be announced. Ceilings and floors for all the QBs. Again, those we're under the QB tab. If we want to go to running back, wide receiver, tight end, flex, and D, we can. So ceilings and floors, ranks for last week. So who had the most passing attempts, who had the most passing yards, who had the most fantasy, all of this stuff is great to see. And then as you see, this says 2 here because I'm assuming that it was a running back or a wide receiver to hold the number 1 spot for rank for last week. Ball distribution is an awesome feature. So all you got to do is you got to go down. You can look at, for instance, LA Chargers right here on the bottom, and then you can see, okay, well, where are these guys? Okay, well, Keenan Allen and stuff like that. I mean, it's going to bring it up to show you how much how often they get the ball and how much they're distributed. So Baker for best return on investment value. Diamonds in the rough, doesn't have any yet. Best matchups, not have any yet, comparing, and then you can make your own lineup. So running back, once it loads, there we go. Ranks for last week, Derrick Henry was 3rd. Rushing attempts, Akers is 1st. So Akers had a ton of rushing attempts, which is good to know. So wide receiver must have held the number 1 spot for ranks for last week, I'm assuming. But we can take a peek here. I wonder who held the number 1 spot last week. Let's look at tight ends. Kaus led them. Gesicki was up there. He was on a lot of people's boards last week. I'm thinking it was due to the fact of Miami having a lot of running backs out. But anyway, so that's fantasy ranks. You can go through all of these, and then you can look through to each spot. You can find the ball distribution to all your tight ends and everything like that. And now the coolest part, and I really like this feature, is the prop analyzer. So this is like the coolest feature, and I've had extremely good luck following this feature of just looking at these over-unders and giving it a rating. So the best possible thing out there for week 15 props is Chase Daniels. And let's see. Let's go back here. I did want to show you a prop that I think is... So I did say on Wednesday's video I would be giving away a prop that I like, and I want to check it and see if it's up there still. It's going to be for tonight, and then obviously we'll have one for tomorrow too. Let me find... where is... You can just search for a player up top as well. Josh Jacobs. Where was... Let's go to... Let's see Carr's props. If he has anything good out there. They're thinking that Carr goes over in yards tonight, so that's interesting to see. I wanted to take a peek at... Let's see. Ratings are kind of low on it now. It was a little higher on Eckler on over on his yards tonight. I also could do the touchdown percent, or how many passing touchdowns or total touchdowns. So Justin Herbert, they have him as an under 2.5 passing touchdown, or 2.5 total touchdowns. Over under 1.5 passing touchdowns. They think he could be over under passing interceptions. I do like the under actually on his interceptions. I don't think that he will throw a ton of interceptions if they do get into that point. I don't think they're going to be down, so I don't see him being rushed in this matchup at least. But let's give out a prop for tonight. Let's see. I'm going to go Keenan Allen over 0.5 receiving touchdowns. That will be a prop that I really like tonight. I know rating list is one, but I do think he found the end zone last time against the Raiders, I believe, and I could see him doing it again. I think that when they get down into the red zone, they do convert, as we saw in the past there, and I think that if you're going to look for a target, it could be a Hunter Henry just because he's a bigger guy, but I think Keenan Allen is a more trustworthy guy in that area. So I do like Keenan Allen over the 0.5 receiving touchdowns tonight. I do think he grabs a touchdown, and I could see him having a good game. And I think that putting him in a fantasy lineup would be a great start. So mark that one down. Let's take a peek too. I wanted to show you, so obviously, as you guys can't see, but there's a little buy merch thing right behind my picture here. We appreciate, obviously, if you can buy any merch, help out the site. It would be extremely helpful. And if you guys have any questions regarding the site, please let me know. Again, the site will be split. There will be a fantasy side and a betting side. And then, like I said, any questions or concerns or anything you like to change or want us to change or notice that's wrong with the site, please let us know, and we'll have our data company get to it and get to work. So thank you for tuning in. This is another video wrapped up just explaining the site, and we will actually give out our full play card on the next video, what we're liking tonight, and I will get that up as far as for the fantasy side, and I'll get it up for the betting side. So with that being said, everybody stay healthy, stay safe, and have a blessed day.